Bad Bunny has taken a more serious tone with his music, especially after his release of his latest album, Nadie Sabe Lo Que Va a Pasar Mañana, and his single, Monaco. Bad Bunny has always been a very creative artist, making songs that range from reggaeton to trap. He started out as a SoundCloud rapper with Diles and gained fame to the point of becoming the hottest artist of modern times. However, his more recent undertone in his song Monaco exemplifies a Bad Bunny who is more on the cocky, I am quite famous, having conversations with DiCaprio vibes, and even having Al Pacino star in his music video. The music video has a darker tone, a more serious, manly tone, if you will. Don't get me wrong, I love it, and I especially love the song Monaco, even though my favorite song from Bad Bunny will remain for the time being 25/8. Bad Bunny is a Pisces, that is, a water sign, and there seems to be a pattern of you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain with some of these water sign artists in the music industry. Let's look back very quickly at Drake. Drake is a Canadian rapper who started out with Lil Wayne making hit songs and very catchy verses. I remember being in 2008, 9, and 10 and people worshiping Drake and Lil Wayne for their verses and the shit they would say. In other words, Drake, just like Bad Bunny when he started out, had a gentler, less serious vibe, more outgoing, open, and expressive. Let's fast forward to today where Drake with a beard also has a darker undertone to his style and his music, more serious, more manly, more distant and indifferent with people in general, with more disregard to what people think. I mean, I think it is a pretty cool style, and Drake, a Scorpion and water sign, can look and flow pretty cool on the mic. But what tends to happen with water signs in the music industry that makes them eventually transform into tougher versions of themselves, colder, more distant, and with fewer fucks to give? We also see this effect with Justin Bieber, also a Pisces like Bad Bunny, where he started out making pop hit songs like Baby, and even though he has stayed somewhat relevant after this big fame moment many years ago, he has since gotten tattooed up, and he, as well as the other water signs, has a darker style now, hanging out with rappers and even having his last two albums, Justice and Freedom, from the label Def Jam, which is known as a hip-hop record label. What is it with water signs and changing after some time to a darker version of themselves? Does fame make them tougher and more antagonistic? Our last example is Post Malone, who is also a water sign, Cancer, and with him we include all of the three water signs in the zodiac: Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Post Malone also started out more as a pop artist, just like Justin Bieber, with songs like Congratulations, and he also wasn't as tatted up as he is now. Eventually, he got more hardcore, got tattoos, and started making more aggressive music, to which I gotta say I absolutely love Motley Crue. But you can see the differences between these artists' earlier styles and the styles they now have. The differences in their earlier music and the music they make now. The differences are evident, but not obvious. That is, many things point to it, but it can be argued, of course. It is open to debate. It could also just be my imagination, but I had to make this video essay talking about my observation in regards to these artists. Once again, I am not saying it is a bad thing. I think the more serious tone and personality style they take on works for them. They look cool, and the music they generally make in their darker persona is music I also like. I am simply making an observation. In fact, a case can be made that the music they make now is better than before, but this is a controversial topic. There's a Mexican rapper from Cartel de Santa by the name of Babo who is also a water sign, a Scorpio, and it can be seen that he started out with softer, more emotional and hit songs like La Pelotona and El Arte del Engaño, but after some time broke off Cartel de Santa and had a falling out with his other lead group member Darius, and now Babo continues to make music, but just like Drake, his tone is darker, more of an I don't give a fuck about no one but myself. Get money, get bitches, fuck everyone. It is worth noting that there is another Mexican rap group called Santa Grifa with lead members Yusak and Regos, and just like Cartel de Santa, its two members are also Scorpio and Libra respectively, and they also had a falling out. It is worth mentioning that Yusak here, who is a Scorpio, hasn't really had a change of style over the years. However, I don't know. but there is a change that is not so perceivable, yet it is there. Something changes in some of these artists after years or decades on the grind, and the question is, could it be something that happens to water signs within the music industry? If so, what is it and why? Tech9 is an odd example because he is also a water sign. However, he has always remained the same, strange. Tech9 from the beginning was eccentric in his own way, and even though he gained popularity with what people turned into a party album, Ever Ready, back in 2006 and 2007, he didn't really much care for the fame or notoriety. Tech9 has stayed true to himself, and that is not to say that the other water signs haven't. It's just that it seems that the other water signs get tougher and darker as time goes by. They become more intense versions of themselves, and maybe Tech9 has always been intense from the get-go, lol. Finally, Lil Peep, a Scorpio, died at the beginning of his career when he was just starting out, so we couldn't really see if the same was going to happen to him. It would have been interesting because, as it already was, Lil Peep already had a very dark undertone, distant, but no one would have to say willing to climb to the top and become famous, hardworking. Who knows if he were still alive and making music, if there was yet another layer to him that is a deeper, darker, more serious layer than the one we got to witness in his music. Also, watch what Drake said regarding Lil Peep and his death. Water signs do not have a tendency to become more layered and get darker and more distant as time goes by. They actually become protected from the chaos that is the music industry and life in general. Water signs tend to feel deeply, and being exposed to the money and the fame can take a toll on you. They may detect false friends, experience betrayals of many kinds, and become so emotionally turmoiled that the only answer eventually is to retract from the phonies and get serious about their business. I wonder if this happens to all of us on some degree with our jobs and or professions. Maybe it does. What other artists do you know that have gone from good to bad, from I care to I really don't give a fuck anymore? Don't forget to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and explore more on ABSTRACTO. If you stayed until the end of the video, thank you. Next video will be about Order Does Not Exist.